All right, so Nathan, thank you for joining us. I appreciate you being with us on this. And as I mentioned, we're doing kind of elevator answers of how you might answer somebody that would ask you. So I just want you to imagine for a moment that you've just come out of the gym, you've been working out. There's a guy you've worked out with before, you've talked to him a couple of times. Don't really know him very well, but he knows you a little bit. He comes up to you, he said, I know you go to church. And with all this going on in North Korea and Vietnam, I mean China and Russia, are we in the last days?
Mm.
How would you answer him that you might be able to create a little discussion without it being a whole sermon?
Well, I would just emphasize that the point of the biblical message is to call us to relationship with Jesus. So whatever it is that's going on in the outside world or the political realm shouldn't necessarily be our focus. Yes, we live in the world, and those things are going to concern us. But God is calling us to a relationship with Him. And there were a lot of chaotic days throughout history that people thought the end was near.
Mm-hmm.
And God just called them to faithfulness in the midst of that. So I would just urge, let's be faithful in the midst of this and not worry. We'll let God worry about when the world's going to end.
Okay, but I mean the Bible does talk about the phrase "last days."
Sure.
So, I mean, are we in those last days? That are we talking about that, or is that just something that's beyond our understanding, or what?
I would probably just answer that. That's a long discussion, and it'd be good to sit down and study together with longer, because that's hard to answer really quickly and things. So I would encourage, let's get together and talk about that a little bit more.
Okay, great. Yeah.
So.
Well, I appreciate you. Appreciate you doing that. Appreciate you sharing.